So nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Congratulations on all your success.
Super Channel G.
All right, friends, welcome back. And so look what we have for you here today. We have our small but growing Thanos collection, and the majority of this is Marvel Legends. We do have one that is the deluxe basic figures and two from our Lego sets. And I'm so excited to show you these. Each one of these is just amazing in its own way. And I know you want to start with this outstanding Avengers Endgame Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Thanos. So I'm not gonna hold us up anymore. Let's dive right on and start talking about him. So this is a Build-A-Figure Thanos that of course we made with the very first wave of Avengers Endgame action figures. And actually I think I have from the Marvel Legends, I think I have one of them right behind me. And if you're not familiar, it's from this wave. Now what's interesting is these are the only two that are actually from Avengers Endgame other than your Build-A-Figure. Infinity War and from the comics. So just throwing that out there. And this Captain America doesn't even have a Build-A-Figure piece. But nonetheless, that way you know what this came from. It's an outstanding action figure, and let me tell you, there's almost nothing I don't love about it. It's got great joints, the paint job is amazing, everything, the gold, the armor. And on mine specifically, let me say this part just comes right off, and it appears to be, since there's like a dry smudge in there, I'm assuming that's glue. So I can just super glue that, so that's not a big deal. So that doesn't really bother me. It's got absolutely outstanding, first of all, the detail, look at this. The paint, the colors, everything. And he's got this Infinity Gauntlet, obviously that we've known to come to love. So that's really outstanding. So he's got, let's check him out. He's got really good articulation. He's got a great head sculpt here. And the head goes back and forth and up and down. So that's really cool. Look at that. Look how far down this goes. And that looks absolutely great, especially if you're going to do something like this. Look. So tell me this doesn't look just completely outstanding. I can take a picture of this. So this looks amazing. Just throwing that out there. And okay, so because of this armor, obviously you can't lift the arm a certain way, but you can lift it pretty well overall. Look at this outstanding detail right here on the arm, on the Infinity Gauntlet. And so we've already had this mold for this Infinity Gauntlet, but what a great paint job there. Look at this great hand. It's kind of like 2 fingers forward, 2 fingers back right here. Look at this outstanding paint job and detail on this armor. Look at the back here. Look at that. We have one single joint for the elbows, but it's one of these where it turns like this. So that's really cool. It does not move on the high part of the bicep like we're used to seeing on a lot of Marvel Legends. But we've got some great mobility here. And then the wrist does rock back and forth. You see that line right there? It's tough, but it does, see? And it spins, so that helps. So that looks awesome. This is does almost the same thing on this arm, extends in to a little bit better than a 90-degree angle, since that would be like this, but so that's really good. Got an awesome job with the face. Look at that. It's almost the same as the Marvel Studios 10 years. Let me zoom out. Let me get a little close here. So it's almost the same. Look, not exactly the same, but almost. And of course, it has the helmet on it, so that's different. Ab crunch. It's pretty nice. You know, it's enough. We don't need him like super articulating, because it's Thanos. He's not gonna be like doing flying jump kicks and stuff. So we've got great leg mobility and articulation. We got double joints at the knees, and you know, we've got some decent mobility back and forth in the feet. And it probably would move a little bit side to side, because look, it does pivot like this too, back and forth and like this. But the reason why it doesn't go more is because of this part right here. See, it's still soft, but you can't really pivot in and around that. See? So that's something to take note of, because when you have him standing like this, the foot stays off the ground. But nonetheless, still really good. I can't get enough about this paint detail. Now, the problem comes into play is you can't turn him. He's got no waist joint, none whatsoever, where our older Thanos did turn right here at the waist. So that's a downside, but not a downside to not get this guy. This guy's amazing. Look at this. So you can still articulate him really well. And plus, if he really had this armor, how much would he be able to turn right in this armor? And then, I'm not 100% sure what this is called. I've heard it's an infinity sword, infinity blade, which would make sense because it's almost like an infinity symbol and so on. But nonetheless, I'm not 100% sure it's going to look like this in the movie either, since we haven't seen the movie yet because it hasn't come out at the time of this video. But it looks absolutely outstanding. I'll say that much. So, love, love, love this figure. Looks absolutely wonderful. This is a soft plastic right here, so you see that. But just great detail all around. Look at this. Absolutely outstanding figure. And the hand could be a little better close so it would hold this, but still looks absolutely outstanding. Look at that. They look amazing. Cool. So I'm gonna have him right here on the defensive as if he's blocking someone's attack and about to attack them back. Look at that. Doesn't that look outstanding? I think it looks great. Let's move this bad boy over here. Hopefully he doesn't fall over. Ooh, he's wanting to. So let me... There we go. Look how great that looks. Okay. So, I mean, this angle isn't as great as the way that looks right there. Look. Alright, check that out. Okay. So, next. Why don't we show you one of our comic book Dinos. So, this comic book Dinos came from a Build-A-Figure set from, I believe it was Avengers Age of Ultron. And there's a couple things that I wish were a little bit better, but overall, I like the way he looks, just like the comic books. So that's one thing I like. He's not super tall, he's just really wide. So I'll get the two things out of the way. And it's maybe just a defective one of mine, but he's really loose right here. Luckily, he clicks on the top part, so he'll stay up there. He'll be wobbly, but he'll stay. And then he clicks down right here. He'll be wobbly, but he'll stay here. So, I mean, it's good about that part. And then this armor, which I'm not really digging, does not stay on because it's got simple little peg. You see that on there? There's one on this side. So you push that on there. As soon as you raise the arm, it comes off, and then you got to reposition it. Okay, so that's very minor. Everything else I love about it. So let's look at this head sculpt. Definitely looks like the comics, doesn't he? And since I got everyone in the set as Marvel Legends, two, I think it was Spider-Woman if I'm not mistaken, was one of them Hellcat. I'm trying to remember who the other one was. They both came with his head, and there was no difference. So since they were both in the set, it would have been nice to have maybe a different facial expression. But nonetheless, this was the better of the two heads with the paint job and everything. So he does move. His arms can move all the way around, but because of this, you don't want to move him past a certain spot. So I'll say that much. He does not move in the upper. Unlike the other one, as I was gonna say, this one does move above the bicep. So it doesn't look like it, but it does. So that's really cool. So you can have that moving. We have a single joint in the elbow. Thing is, his biceps and all this is so big that you can't even get it to a 90-degree angle. So that's unfortunate, but otherwise, pretty good. The wrist does turn, move, and come in and out. This fist right here. So that's cool. I already showed you the ab crunch. So it's good because it clicks, but bad because it's loose. He does slightly turn at the waist. Look at that. And then this is what restricts him, this plastic belt section right here. His legs, they do turn right here. Obviously, this is where he attached when you built the figure. And his legs are kind of short and stubby, but nonetheless, he's got some decent articulation because even though he's got double joints, it gets stuck right here because he's just a big chunky character. It does move on the high part of the shin, you notice that? And there's some great ankle articulation, but, you know, it's overall a pretty good figure. Look at that. It'd be cool if he was taller and his joints came in a little bit more, but I'm not complaining. That's just so that you can get a real full review, but I'm digging this character a lot overall. I just wish this would stay, so I'm probably going to super glue this at some point, because there's no reason. You're not going to take it off. If you take it off, it might look, let's see. Oop. Wow, his head just went rolling around. Ugh. Sorry, I had to reach down for it. I was trying not to take the head off. Okay, so I mean, that's what it would look like without it, which, I mean, looks alright, but obviously this needs to be on there. So you can put this back. There we go. Make sure I didn't put it on backwards. Now that I'm taking it, okay, no, it wasn't. Okay, good. It was, okay, so, nonetheless, this Thanos figure looks great. I'm sure you agree, don't you? And so, look at this hand. I'm so glad they're not both just fists. And this one does turn and move like that also, look at that. So, other than this, which I'm going to glue down, this action figure is pretty awesome and definitely worth, oops, now I'm getting a little crazy, the Build-A-Figure set for him. So, that looks outstanding, look at that. Okay, so let me see if I can get him. His joints are a little looser than I would have liked, but let's get him with a really maniacal pose, and there we go. That looks like a comic book pose. Now the thing is, obviously, he's a lot shorter than our movie Thanos, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm just trying to get a nice little balance there, but alright, whatever. There we go. Set him right over here. How's that? Looks alright to me. Okay, let's move on next. What do we have? Let me show you these good guys right here before we move on to the rest of our Marvel Legends, because they're not going to take long to review at all. So let's bring this down right here. So this was from Avengers Infinity War. And so this is for the Ultimate Battle, the Showdown one that had the Guardians ship, the Benatar. And I really love how it had the Infinity Gauntlet and had one of the Infinity Stones, but you had to get all 6 sets to get all 6 Infinity Stones. So that was interesting because even our new Infinity Gauntlet from Avengers Endgame does not come with all 6 stones. It just comes with 2. Look at that. And since we haven't seen the movie, we're thinking the scene from this movie, there's only 2 in there. But nonetheless, obviously, they wanted you to buy the whole set so you can get all these, but these don't come in this set. So I'm just a little curious as to why there's 2. I would just assume it's because in the movie there's only 2 on this part. But anyway, we'll move on. I just wanted to show you that. So the only way to get all 6 Infinity Stones is to collect the sets from the Infinity War one. So look at this. I'm assuming this is supposed to be very similar to that Infinity Sword over there. And I wonder, do I have the other pieces? Because if I do, maybe I can make my own that has the double-edged thing. I'm not going to do that right now, because obviously if I don't find it right away, I'm going to have to go digging for pieces. But that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So I did not find it right away, so I'm not going to waste any more time on that. But it's a really cool Thanos. It's one of the large figures in Legos, so obviously the head does not turn, the legs do not turn, and it's the same permanent pose for every large action figure. But I do like the way he looks. I like the way he's like, "Arr." So the arms move this far because it gets stuck right here, and then they turn like that. So this Infinity Gauntlet is amazing. I love the way that looks, the Lego piece. And then that's it. He doesn't turn at the waist. His legs don't go back and forth, nothing. So it's basically the exact same body mold, but here he's smiling. He's got armor on, and he's got some armor paint on the sides. He's got this huge mallet. I don't know why he has this, but I'm sure we'll find out in the movie. And you want to compare the 2, look. So that's cool. And then, of course, all you got to do is pop the hand off, and you can swap out the Infinity Gauntlet. It's that easy. See? You could absolutely do that. And boom. Infinity Gauntlet. So that's really cool. So I'm going to switch those back, and we'll move on to our next Thanos. So that's really cool. Put these bad boys right over here. Isn't that cool? Okay, so who do we want to do next? Let's do the Marvel Studios 10 years. So this one is amazing. Look at this. Obviously, it's almost the same face as the one we just did, but without the helmet. And they did such an outstanding job with this action figure. He was an improvement versus the original, and I'm just going to show you real quick the very first Build-A-Figure set from Avengers Infinity War. Now, I'm going to get to this one in a few minutes, and this one was a great starting place, and I couldn't wait to get all the pieces for this. But if you'll see, the paint job obviously is far superior on the one I'm showing you for the Marvel 10 years, and it did come with a swap head you could swap out. Look at this. So any one of these heads can also be used on the Endgame action figure because the paint matches, unlike this one over here that was early before the movie even came out. So got excellent ab crunching here. Look at that. And he can go like that, like when he powered up and got all the Infinity Stones. His head moves really well up and down and forward and side to side. Got absolutely outstanding mobility. Look at that. Again, articulation. The arms go really far out. Look at this. And there's nothing restricting this one because he's got no armor on. So moves in the high part of the bicep, but because he's so massive, this single joint on the elbow does not bring him in 90 degrees, brings him slightly more out. The wrist does go back and forth, spins around, and look at this absolute great detail on his outfit here. He still has this little man skirt. It's bendy plastic, and same thing here, almost a mirror image, except it comes in that much. And what's cool is this hand right here, because of this Infinity Gauntlet, you can actually pull this out. Let's see if I can get, oh, there we go. And you can switch this. Now be careful because this could come out, but you could switch this fist, and there you can actually have him with a closed fist. Look at that. But now obviously we have that one that came with a closed fist as well. But just throwing that out there, you got options in case you want to do stop motion or you just want to pose these figures. You can swap them out. So that's really awesome. And then this belt part right here, this part is not attached, so just keep that in mind. He does move at the waist. Look at that. So you do have that great waist articulation. Would have been a waste of parts. And he's got his double joint here for his knee, and it's hard to bend the top one, at least on mine. Ugh. There we go. Top one, then the bottom one. But obviously you don't need him bending his legs that much. Thanos is never gonna bend his legs that much. The ankles do move pretty well, around, side to side, back and forth, and you can get him with really great poses here. There we go. So there's both legs like that. Moves the high part, and obviously this one's not the Build-A-Figure. This is the Marvel 10 years, Marvel Studios 10 years Thanos. So he looks absolutely great. So there we are. Look how great that looks. The face is what I'm saying. It's just incredible. Look at that. So great detail. We'll set him aside right here, next to our comic book Thanos. Let's see if I can get him. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so let's put our Infinity Gauntlet back on this good guy. I'm gonna do him in a second. I'm gonna no, you know what? Let's go ahead and do him right now so you can compare him right away. So this Thanos, his pieces are his Build-A-Figure pieces are a little looser than I would have liked. His arms are not loose, but his ab crunch is a little loose. See, and his legs. But nonetheless, I still love this figure, even though he's like this random blue color, because he was already getting rated at before the movie even came out. So I'm sure that they just made him off concept photos and stuff. So overall, did a pretty good job on here. I wish he was purple like the other one, so maybe we can just paint him later. But yeah, the armor overall is good. It just doesn't have that amazing details of Marvel Studios 10 years, which came out later, obviously. So it's almost the exact same figure, almost the exact same mobility, everything, but a closed fist, and of course the different paint. This face, I'm not really digging. I wish it would have been either something more like that, and you get to see the difference in colors, or obviously like that, grimacing, one of those. That'd be awesome too. But anyway, it was such a great Build-A-Figure. I was dying to make him because I didn't know if we were gonna have another movie, Thanos, at the time, and with Iron Man, Captain America, and this amazing set, like I couldn't wait to buy all of them. So if you'll notice, we'll compare the paint again because it's got the exact same mobility. Look at that, and articulation. So yeah, really digging this. Okay, so we'll our Marvel Studios 10 years Thanos over there, and then we'll move our first Infinity War Thanos. We'll put him over there too. So right over here. Right, and let's bring a more natural pose by turning the arm that way. There we go. So that looks absolutely outstanding. We only have one more, and it's a cool one. So this one is from our deluxe figures. Also, you know, deluxe basic figures. You know what? We do have another Thanos. I didn't think about it. Before I forget, we do have the big one. Oh man, I almost gypped you guys because we have this one too. You know what? I can open that one in just a minute. We'll do the unboxing right on here. Okay? And so, it's basically this figure, but the small and the big version. So, what happens here is, you know, I wish he wasn't smirking, but nonetheless, still a cool figure. He's not, when you compare him to the other basic deluxe figures, you know, they're almost the same size. So he doesn't really have that height differential. So the arms go to about right here. And this is soft plastic, but obviously it can't move beyond that. The arms turn like this, side to side, and do come in right here in the elbow. I like the purple. The purple looks great. And the purple in the face looks slightly different than the one on the arms. Got an open hand right here, because once again we have this Infinity Sword, Infinity Blade right here. Right? And the hand looks very similar with the 2 fingers back and 2 fingers forward. Now again, it's loose here, so it could fall out depending on how you're holding it. But look at this cool Infinity Gauntlet. It looks really cool for this basic figure. But you can't turn the wrist, you can only turn it like that. Okay, this one does not turn at the waist. Soft plastic again here. And the knees do not bend. So they, let me remember, did these go out? No, they do not go out. They go out on the other ones, but not on these. So the ankles don't move, nothing on the legs move except like this. So moving the legs doesn't really do much, unless like you're really gonna have him like doing this, but some of them don't even move that far back. So because you can't move his legs out, you can't really have a crazy power stance. So you can have him stand like about like this, put this right here in his hands, and he can get some cool poses. So let me not get wrong there. Don't get me wrong there. So look at this. So we can still get, look at this. See if I can zoom in. I'm really digging this pose right here. Look at that. We can have him down like this. We can bring this across. We can have his arm to his side. Look at that. So we can still get some really cool poses with this guy. So just letting you know, it's absolutely outstanding. And you know what? Let's go ahead and open that one more Thanos action figure. You know what? Let me put him over here, just for fun. Look at that. All right, and let's open this amazing Thanos action figure. Right? Oh, we can't even see. I'm gonna have to adjust our stuff here. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, friends, check this out. Finally, look at this amazing Avengers Titan Hero Series Thanos. He's huge here. Look at that face. And look at this box. It's amazing. Look at this amazing artwork from, of course, Avengers Endgame. Let's see the side right here. Look at that. This Titan Hero series, and we can use like Captain America's shield and Iron Man's repulsor blaster to hear what he has to say. And we have all these. We need to open them, don't we? So we'll open those tomorrow. For today,
the evil Thanos uses the power of the Infinity Stones to bring the universe to its version of order. I do.
wow, that looks incredible. Look how great this Hulk and this War Machine look. Not to mention these, but I'm super excited about those. So what do you say we get it open, right? Look at this. Look for, and we've already done a review of that. So go back to our channel if you haven't seen it. Okay, let's get this bad boy open. And let's move on to see this bad. Oops, getting a little overzealous there. Okay, so let's open this bad boy. There we go. And let's. Wow, take a look at that. Ooh, stuff's gonna fall over here. Sorry. If you hear a loud thud, stuff's gonna fall. Look how massive this Thanos is. Look at his eyes. Okay, so how are we gonna get him out of here? I guess we'll just have to cut him out, right? Let's do it, because he's just too big. So, if you're super young, you've heard me say it a million times, you know, have your parents do this part. Or use, you know, super safety scissors. I don't want you to cut yourself. All right, there we are. And let's get him out of here. Look how awesome he looks. Now, look at this helmet. It doesn't have all the paint detail, obviously, that our Marvel Legend does. See? Which we can obviously have some fun painting this ourselves. If, you know, we can customize it. That'd be absolutely awesome. So the arms move out and around like this. They do not bend at the elbow, just to make sure you know that. The head moves not back and forth too much, just that much. But once you go to the side, it can't really move too much. So just letting you know about that. So the wrists do turn, or at least, yeah, for sure this one does. Does this one? This one does not. But this one has our FX feature. Now the legs do go out in this one, unlike that one there. So you can have more of a power stance, and they do go back and forth and out. So that's a slight difference. But this Thanos being this tall just makes our action figure so small. Look at this. Now obviously he's not that tall in the movie. Now, he's tall, but he's not that tall. But that's really cool how he's just towering over right there. So I'm digging this Thanos. And I definitely want to customize his armor and his gear with some custom paint. We'll do that really soon. If you really want to see that, and you want to see it really soon, then I would suggest comment below. When we get a ton of those, then we'll do it like right away. It does not turn at the waist, so just throwing that out there. And there's great detail. This is a little bit harder plastic, but it still bends. And yeah, so let's see. Let's see if we can get him to talk with our, where's the thing? Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Didn't notice I put it on the counter over there. Okay. So, these that we got from the Titan Hero series. And it's going to make repulsor sounds, but it's going to speak like Thanos. Here we go. Oops, and it's going to shoot this out, so let me hold this.
You can't stop me from collecting the Infinity Stones. My power cannot be matched by the likes of you.
Is that it?
Your power is nothing compared to mine!
Guess that's it.
My power cannot be matched by the likes of you. Your power is nothing compared to mine.
Yep, I guess it's it. Those three. And then just so you know, and we did this in the other one, it does the exact same lines, but with the shield sounds.
You can't stop me from collecting the Infinity Stones.
See?
My power cannot be matched by the likes of you.
Okay. So, pretty cool, huh? Guys, I had an amazing time hanging out with you here today. I hope you enjoyed this amazing Thanos unboxing and seeing all the rest of this Thanos collection right here as it grows. So guys, let us know what you think. Leave a comment for us. Talk to us in the comments below. Give us a big thumbs up. Share this video. And yeah, we can't wait to see you on our next video. So guys, thanks again for watching Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G.